Today, we're going to talk about a sign that, if you're lucky enough to have as a friend, I guarantee you'll never forget. Let's discuss the best, the most beautiful aspects, as well as the more complicated details of being friends with a Cancer. Cancer is like an emotional roller coaster, but one of those that, even if it sometimes makes you dizzy, you can't help but want to ride. Let's get started. Emotional connection, the best and the most challenging. When you have a Cancer friend, it's almost like having direct access to an emotional mountain. It's amazing how deeply they connect with you. Sometimes, it feels like you don't even need to tell them what's going on, because they already know. It's as if they can read your thoughts, sense your mood without you saying a word. This makes them the kind of friend you can turn to at any moment, whether you're happy, sad, or just exhausted, and you know they'll be there to offer genuine support. However, this strong emotional connection has its challenges. Sometimes, when you simply need space or don't feel like talking about your feelings, it can be hard to handle. Cancer is so tuned into you that they'll want you to talk, vent, and tell them what's bothering you. If you don't, they might feel excluded. The truth is, we're not always ready to share everything we feel, but Cancer needs that constant closeness. This can lead you to feel, without realizing it, that they're asking more from you than you can give at the moment. Limitless loyalty, blessing or curse? Loyalty is one of the most distinctive traits of a Cancer friend. They're the type of person who, if they see you in trouble, will stand by your side without hesitation, no questions asked. You can always count on them to defend you, support you, and offer help, even in situations where no one else would. It's incredible to know you have someone so loyal in your life, someone who won't leave when things get tough. In fact, for Cancer, loyalty is non-negotiable, and if you're their friend, they'll protect you like your family. But of course, there's a twist. That extreme loyalty can turn into possessiveness that creeps in when Cancer feels like you're not giving them the same priority. It's not that they're intentionally controlling, but they can be very sensitive if they notice you're spending more time with others or if the relationship changes somehow. This can lead them to feel like they're losing ground in the friendship and become jealous or distant. If you're not careful, you could find yourself in an emotional conflict you weren't expecting. The little gestures. One of the most charming things about a Cancer friend is their ability to show care through small gestures. They're not the friend who needs grand displays of affection to prove they care. Instead, they pay attention to details that others might overlook. For example, they might remember you casually mentioned something that's bothering you, and the next day, surprise you with a note of encouragement or your favorite coffee. These subtle gestures, though simple, make you feel valued and loved. In short, they make friendship with Cancer a warm and comforting experience. However, those little gestures come with emotional weight. Because even if Cancer doesn't say it openly, they expect what they give to be returned, even if in a different form. If you don't show gratitude or do something similar for them, they might feel hurt, even if they don't voice it. This isn't about wanting something material or tangible in return, but they expect that dedication and affection to be mutual. If they don't feel that, their disappointment might show as distance or even a small reproach that takes you by surprise. This is a point where you'll need to be mindful of their expectations, even if they don't always make them obvious. Emotions on the surface. Cancer isn't just emotional, they're hyper-emotional. For them, everything is experienced with an intensity that can take your breath away. The little things that might seem insignificant to you can carry huge weight for Cancer. And I'm not just talking about bad things, it applies to the good things too. If you do them a favor or are simply there for them during a tough time, they'll remember it forever and repay you many times over. They live every experience, every conversation, and every interaction with an emotional intensity that makes them an incredibly dedicated friend. The less shiny side of this is that this same intensity can become overwhelming if you're not on the same page. Maybe you made a comment you thought was innocent, but for Cancer, it could spark a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings, leading them to wonder if something is wrong. Their sensitivity is such that anything, no matter how small, can become a reason for reflection, and if you don't handle it well, you might hurt them unintentionally. With Cancer, you must be aware that every word counts, and their emotionality can amplify situations that may seem minor to you. Reciprocity, a delicate balance. Friendship with Cancer is like an implicit emotional contract. They will give you everything, absolutely everything of themselves, but they also expect something in return. It's not a material exchange but something much deeper. Cancer needs to feel there's balance in the relationship, that the energy they invest in you also comes back in some way. And when they don't feel it, an internal conflict may arise that they won't express immediately, but sooner or later, it will surface. Suddenly, you might notice they're a bit quieter or their responses are shorter, and you'll wonder, what did I do wrong? The reality is that for Cancer, relationships require constant reciprocity. While this might sound demanding, it's not if you understand where it's coming from. For Cancer, relationships are sacred, and if they feel there's a lack of emotional commitment, they withdraw or distance themselves. So, if you have a Cancer friend, you'll need to make sure you're emotionally present in the relationship, just as they are. It's not about grand gestures, but keeping communication open, showing them you value their friendship as much as they value yours. A rich and complex friendship. Ultimately, having a Cancer friend is like entering an intense and enriching emotional world. You'll have a friendship filled with moments of unconditional support, deep gestures of affection, and a connection that few other zodiac signs can offer. But it's also a friendship that requires patience, understanding, and above all, careful handling of their emotional intensity. If you manage to balance all of this, you'll have a friend who will give you their loyalty and love for life, a friend who will always be there, no matter the circumstances. But be prepared for those moments when you'll need to juggle their emotions, because while it can be exhausting at times, the reward is a genuine and lasting friendship that's truly worth it. And in a world where relationships sometimes feel shallow, having someone like Cancer in your life is a real treasure. Leave your opinion and personal experience in the comments. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.